This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. We may be a comic duo, but we take mental health very serious. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service and is completely online. BetterHelp is a network with over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, answer a few questions, and BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network.
You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/amp. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/amp.
Yeah, good. I'm so excited that you're here because
Yeah.
everybody has to listen to my boring stuff.
I don't think you're boring at all.
Well, thank you. Do you listen to them sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, good. I mentioned you last time. I'm like, when Cass is here, it's so much better.
Yeah.
We were actually just sitting here talking about colds and medicines and taking your
Yes.
Z-Pack. Oh, you just tickled my foot.
Oh, sorry. That was my
Sorry, we got our
slipper.
smaller table still.
Slippy.
And I said, well, let's just record about this because
Yeah.
it's that time of year where we're all sick.
Yes.
And then we were talking about, of course, poop. So
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because when you take antibiotics, it makes you poop.
So what happened? You and your sister.
So, okay, let's see. So what is today? Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. We're recording Monday night. It's the 30th. So, not last Monday. The Wednesday before.
Yeah, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because my sister came home from being out for the weekend and she was like, I don't think I'm sick. I was helping clean a house and I think it's just allergies from the dust. And I go, you bitch, you're sick. I know you are. And I steered clear of her. You know, I was like, you go to your room. I'm Lysoling stuff, whatever. Wednesday. I woke up Wednesday. No, right? Yes, because we recorded Tuesday.
Yep, and you were fine.
And I was fine. I was like, Jenny's sick. I told her to stay away from me, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And then Wednesday I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I feel like crap.
No.
And I had an oil change. This is the only reason I remember is because I had an oil change scheduled for 3:00 that day. I made my husband take my car to go do it. And I Lysol wiped the whole inside of my car because I was like, I don't want to pass this on. So I fought through work Thursday and Friday. Then it was the weekend. I only had to work Monday because then we had Christmas Eve, Christmas Day off. And I had already planned taking Thursday, Friday off.
Mm-hmm.
So it just got worse and worse and worse. And she was getting really bad. And I was like, we should go to immediate care. And she's like, I don't know if they take my insurance. And we kept talking about it and not doing anything about it. And finally, Christmas Day, which is probably the worst day.
But didn't your aunt say something to you?
Well,
like,
yeah, I was talking to her. And she's an RN.
Mm-hmm.
And her friend is head of health department for a county out by her.
Okay.
And she was telling me that whooping cough and pneumonia is so bad right now. So if you have a really bad cough, go to the doctor because it's not going to go away on its own. You know, we're both like, yeah, we get sick once a year. We're sick for a couple days. It goes away. We're going on 2 weeks, you know, like it's not good. So we go to the ER. She was way worse than me. They gave her nebulizer treatment like right away. They took her for chest x-rays and immediately put her on nebulizer.
Oh, wow.
They gave me a chest x-ray and the doctor comes in and she's like, okay, what's going on? You know, and I'm like, start from the top to the bottom. I have a headache. My nose is stuffed. My ears are clogged. My throat is sore. I have a bad cough. I have body aches. I do not have a fever. That was one thing. Me and her, neither of us had a fever the whole time. But basically, and then I said, and my aunt is an RN, and she's getting in my head about whooping cough and pneumonia. And she goes, well, are you around like a lot of elderly people or a lot of children? And I go, well, I work with the public, you know, so like kind of, you know, like germs can definitely get spread to me through that. And she goes, well, cough for me. And I was like, what? And it's like, I can't cough on demand. Like, has to be a tickle in my throat, you know?
Gotta gotta be some mucus
So
in
I'm
there.
like, I'm trying to cough for her, and she's like, you do not have whooping cough, And I'm like, well, thank you for easing my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
She goes, I'm just going to give you a Z-Pack. You probably have a case of bronchitis.
Yeah.
Your x-ray looks okay. Like, you got some mucus in there, whatever, but, like, it's not bad. So then I'm, like, texting my sister, like, what are they telling you? We're in separate rooms.
Yeah.
And it was funny because we were both telling the doctor, but we had different nurses, different doctors.
Sure,
like,
sure.
Thankfully, they weren't too busy that day. And I kept telling everybody, like, thank you so much for seeing us. Like, I feel really bad. She's like, no, don't worry about it. So we got sent home with Z-Pack. She got an inhaler. They did not give me an inhaler, but I did take a couple puffs of her inhaler because it feels good, you know?
Yeah.
Can't do it too often, but it's like opens everything up,
Did you get the shakes from the albuterol?
No,
I always get shakes from it. Like
I've
I drink
had
too
it.
much coffee.
Yeah, I've had it before, the albuterol. So I don't know. I don't do it. Like, they recommend 2 sprays every 4 hours. I just do like 1.
Yeah.
So it's not too much because I know you can get like heart racing.
Yeah.
Get the jitters from it. So I don't like that feeling. So I didn't do it too much. So, and then I'm telling my husband, like, you need to go to the doctor. Like, we have bronchitis.
Was he coughing too?
He wasn't until probably, let's see. So Christmas was Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday morning when my whole family's supposed to come over then because we've been on antibiotics now for, 72 hours.
Sure.
Everybody feels safe to come over. Then my grandma got sick. My sister-in-law got sick, so they didn't come. Aunt Teresa came and just dropped stuff off and picked stuff up and kind of just went back home. So we got to see my nephews. We got to see my mom. My mom said this morning she woke up, her throat was sore.
Oh, no.
And I was like, well, we've been on antibiotics by the time we saw you.
Yeah.
But she did stop by the weekend before to pick up packages she had at my house. Anyways, but yeah, so Johnny felt kind of crappy Saturday morning, but he had been taking meds anyways. Oh, because I tried the Alka-Seltzer Theraflu hack.
Yes, and?
And I felt like it kicked my cold's ass, but I also felt that I could get a DUI while driving.
Goodness.
So be very careful if you try that.
Is there alcohol there in it?
No,
or it just gets
it's
you a
the
little
plop,
bit
plop,
like
fizz,
yeah.
But it's like a lot of plop, plop, fizz, fizz because you got both of them. And so I just felt, and maybe it was from being sick too. Yeah, I felt kind of like, ooh, you know.
Like I probably should be at home right now sleeping.
Instead, I'm stocking bread. And then like one of the girls was like, hey, and I was like, nope. I'm sick.
Arms
Don't
length.
come by me, And she was like, oh, okay. Have a good Christmas. And I was like, you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Aw. It's tough to work when you're sick, especially physical work.
Yeah.
Well, I guess any kind of work, really.
So then
your just brain's
my aunt
all
was telling
congested.
me, you're on antibiotic, take a probiotic. But then my mom was telling me, if you take a probiotic, like in the midst of your antibiotic.
And this is the Z-Pack that you're talking about, right? Okay.
Then it's just going to kill your probiotic, But then my aunt was like, well, some will survive and some is better than none. And I'm like, should I just eat a yogurt? Like, what do I do? So I was like, all right, we'll wait until we're like towards the end.
So probiotic brings in
good
some
bacteria.
good bacteria, but the Z-Pack might be
Kills
stripping
all
you
bacteria.
because it wants to kill everything that's whatever's happening with your chest and your
that's
and
probably
your
why
cold.
you usually get the shits from it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. That's when
'Cause it's
you were
cleaning
telling me
out.
the story and
Yeah.
I thought we better start recording. So tell us about these shits, please. On anxiety makes me
Well,
poop.
you know when your poo smells sick. Do you know what I mean? Like, have you ever had food poisoning? And you're like,
thank goodness it has been a very long time and never have thought of that.
You will know
the difference between a sick poo
and a normal, maybe I just ate something that upset my stomach.
Oh, right.
At
Gotcha.
least I feel that way.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like my poo smells different when I'm sick.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Maybe I'm thankful that when I'm sick and I poo,
You can't smell.
I can't smell anything. So maybe that's the case here. I do understand what you're saying about stomach flu, though.
Yeah.
Like those first couple, you're like, oh,
yeah,
this is not good.
know it's not
Yeah.
normal. Even if you have anxiety poos.
Right.
Or nervous poops, you're like, this is different
This
than
smells
that.
like the pizza I had last night or the asparagus I had, or it's not like.
Yeah. So yeah, so I, eating antibiotics, plus we were eating a bunch of vitamins.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
right?
you were.
So, excuse me, we tried oil of oregano for the first time, and I don't know what the trick is. Okay?
Oil of oregano?
Yes.
Okay.
They're little pills, little gel tabs.
Oh, okay.
They're supposed to be like a natural antibiotic.
Oh.
Start taking them at the start of a cold. I'm not a doctor, so talk to your doctor about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the first time I took it, I had eaten maybe an hour and a half before that. So I thought, okay, I got food in my stomach still. I'll just eat it. Wrong. I was burping up Italian all night. All night.
Oh, no.
And I even tried to eat more, like eat some bread, we had Christmas
And it
cookies.
just
I'm like,
hung
eat some
out.
cookies. Didn't matter. Every time I burped, it was just oregano coming
Oh,
out, which isn't
not
terrible, but it's like not great either, you know?
I used to take fish oil.
Oh.
And fish burps. The worst.
And I've never taken fish oil really. Like I feel like maybe like my great grandma gave me one a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen ones that say like
burpless.
Yeah. And I'm like,
They
that's
lie.
an issue.
They lie. Because we all have gas.
Right.
So you're always burping. They
Oh,
lie. I don't know.
sick.
I think they lie.
And then you're just like burping up tuna flavor.
oh, it's like salmon or something. I can't even
Oh,
describe it. It's
sick.
whatever the fish oil is that you're taking. So
I think I would rather just eat a lot of fish than take a
yeah,
fish oil pill.
I used to take it all the time, and I don't even know why I used to take it because they told me. So
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Well, we
I
get
used
on
to
all
take
these
so many different
trends,
things.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if
Yeah.
you took one fish oil and one oregano, then you're burping up oregano and fish.
It's
It's
a
just
whole
like dinner.
meal.
You're burping up a whole
It's
meal.
a whole freaking meal. I'm thinking like, what else can I take? But vitamin C also, you can't OD on vitamin C, right? So my mom always said like when COVID was around, she would be like, just put a handful in your pocket and like keep taking them
You're
like
good.
every 2 hours until you shit. And then that's enough. Like pay attention to how
That
much
has
you
happened
get,
to me before.
Yeah, it will give you the diarrheas. So we were taking zinc, C. I got drops of D12 and K3, magnesium, oil of oregano, and then our antibiotic also.
So you were just taking that in the morning to try and just really get your immune system going?
I
and
would,
stronger?
yeah. We would take like the vitamins in the afternoon, but we'd take our antibiotic right in the morning. Like we'd eat breakfast. Since I was home the whole week, it was kind of nice. We were making breakfast every day. So I'd be like, all right, let's get up and like eat breakfast so we can take our meds, Otherwise, because you take it on the first day we got it, Christmas Day, we go to Walgreens to pick it up, which that's another story. That girl was like, I told her checking us out at the register, I was like, we really appreciate you being here today so we can pick up our meds. Like,
because it was Christmas.
it was Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And she goes, I appreciate you saying that. But she was like such a bitch about
Oh,
it.
no.
And I felt bad.
She drew the short straw.
I'll tell you what, Walgreens is the only store around here that's open 365 days a year. And it was disgusting in there. All the people doing last minute shopping.
Oh, really?
The pharmacy wasn't even that busy. It was not even that busy. There was one dude like looking at the cold meds, and then there was one person in front of us getting medicine, but the parking lot in the store was freaking packed.
When you say last minute shopping, like they're shopping on Christmas?
On Christmas
Cards
Day.
and...
Yes.
I mean, to me, last minute shopping is Christmas Eve or the day before,
Right.
23rd.
Yeah.
They're there.
They're there
on
on
their
Christmas.
way to wherever
There's a
they were
family
going.
in there with 2 kids running around, and I'm like, what is happening? Maybe they work every day. Maybe that's the only day they want to shop.
right.
We
never want to assume, but come on.
It was disgusting.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the Z-Pack, when it gave you a stomach ache, and you were talking about the smell, what did it look like?
Z-Pack?
No, your
My poop.
Because I just looked up the color of poop and why.
This is embarrassing. You know what? Because I always make fun of my husband because I'll be like, well, what did it look like? I don't know. I didn't look at it. I go, you don't look at your shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but I look at my poop before I flush it.
I do as well.
Yeah, you have to.
I don't know if anyone's stomach's turning right now. Stop eating
So
if you are,
sorry.
because we're going to talk
So
about this. There
sorry.
are 6 different colors that it could be, and there are reasons, as we
Okay.
know. And the only reason why I brought this up because you talked about having a stomach ache.
Yeah.
And I remember 4 years ago when Julia was born, the doctor said, listen, we're okay with brown, white, red, dark color, you call me.
Oh.
Like that was kind of part of his like.
Wait, coming out of her or you?
Both.
Oh.
But it was her pediatrician.
Okay.
Right? And then when I saw my doctor, she said, brown's normal. I don't care about the consistency as long as you're going. If it's red, white, gray, whatever, you call me.
Red or...
And they didn't say
why. Red, I would
obviously,
think blood. Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I looked it up while you were talking because you were talking about how your stomach gets upset.
White poop? I don't
We're
think
going to find out.
I mean, I've had very light brown poop or even green poop.
Okay. Well, interesting enough, brown is normal and healthy.
Yeah.
Typically due to the bile from the liver. That's why it's brown. And, it breaks down fats and interacts with food in the intestines, and that's why you're brown, so you're normal. So if you're brown, congratulations. If you don't look at your poo, you don't know.
Look at your poop.
That's going to be the name of this episode. Look at your poop. Welcome to the real anxiety makes you poop. All the rest of the stuff was way too serious.
Oh, so funny.
So you've had green poop before. I have absolutely had it after the lime margarita beers from Bud Light.
Okay.
And St. Patrick's Day. But
I was going to say, like, I'll have greenish poop if I eat salad consistently.
That is what it says here.
Yeah.
It can occur if food moves too quickly
through
your intestines, like for diarrhea. If you're eating a lot of green vegetables or foods with green food coloring, it may also indicate a high level of bile.
Okay.
So
Which makes sense because I don't have a gallbladder.
Yes.
So eating green food and it moving through me quick and
There's your answer. That's why it's green. So green and brown.
Yeah.
So yellow can be caused by issues like a malabsorption disorder.
Okay.
Where the body has trouble absorbing fat.
Okay.
So think, you ever see those like TikToks or those videos and people are pretending to wear the fat around their stomach and they're like, if you lost 10 of these fats, that's what you're seeing. That's what I'm picturing.
Okay.
Right? And doctors can, correct us, but this is just what I'm picturing. It can also happen if you eat a lot of fatty foods, causing them to pass through the intestines without being fully absorbed.
Okay.
So not good. I guess
right
it's just a fact.
there.
It's just a fact, but I don't know that that's good.
Wait, what was that? Yellowish?
Yellow.
Okay.
Yes, we did brown, green, and yellow. We got 3 more. Black.
Black.
I feel like we might know what that is.
Yeah.
It can indicate bleeding in the upper gastrointestinal tract, such as from an ulcer.
Yeah.
It can also be caused by taking iron supplements. That happened to me once, or eating foods like black licorice. So know what you've been doing.
You've been eating a lot of black licorice.
Yeah, you go to the bathroom and it's black and you're like, I'm bleeding, but you had black licorice.
It's all them black jelly beans.
Yes. Don't eat the sugar-free jelly beans. Those are the worst. You will end up having green, yellow, light brown.
It's confetti
loose.
poop.
Yeah. And loose. But yes. Go get it checked out if you have not been eating foods like black licorice or an iron supplement.
Yeah.
Red. We know what red is. Bright red poops can indicate bleeding in the lower gastrointestinal tract from hemorrhoids.
I was just going to say,
anal
what about
fixtures,
hemorrhoids?
Yep. If the blood is darker or mixed throughout, it could suggest bleeding higher up in the intestines. Okay. So,
so you want fresh blood if you know you got a hemorrhoid.
Anything so far except for brown or green, probably should go get it checked out. Maybe even green if you still have your gallbladder. White or clay-colored, very light or white poop can indicate a lack of bile, often due to liver or bile duct problems such as hepatitis or gallstones. So again, you might want to go get checked out.
I had gallstones and I never noticed a clay-colored poop.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, that's very good. So those are the 6 colors. But who knows? It all depends on what you...
Well, then you got...
what you eat.
Shape of poop.
You do. All right, let's talk about shape of poop.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So sausage-shaped...
I was going to say logs,
This might be my favorite episode, everybody. Sausage-shaped or log-like.
Yes.
This is considered ideal.
Yes.
Sign of healthy digestion.
Yes.
Do you get those often?
No.
The stool is solid, well-formed, easy to pass without straining.
I would say mine aren't quite sausages. They're more snaky.
Soft, smooth, and slightly formed snakies.
Yes.
This type of stool is still healthy. you're healthy. And it indicates that you're well hydrated and your digestion is working properly. I was going to take that to a negative.
Yeah.
So sausage shaped, smooth and snaky. So far, you're good.
Good.
Lumpy or pebble like?
I was going to say pebbles. I've seen pebbles before.
I had that after my surgery.
But I feel like kids get pebblies a lot.
What do you think would be the reason for that?
Dehydration.
And constipation.
Yeah.
Yes, dehydration or insufficient fiber in your diet.
Oh.
So if you poop like a rabbit,
you got too many chicky nuggies.
Remember that you're not a rabbit. Drink some water.
Yeah.
And put some fiber in your diet.
Yeah.
Thin or narrow? It doesn't say snake-like. If it's consistently thin or pencil-shaped, is it pencil-shaped?
Ooh, no.
Yours? Okay, good. Might suggest a blockage or narrowing in your colon.
Oh, okay.
Which could be due to conditions like IBS, rare cases like colon cancer. Obviously, we're not here to scare anybody. Just go get it checked out. It's worth seeking medical advice.
They got that you can poop in a box now and send it off.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was very fortunate you took me, and now I'm good for 7 years. I would rather do that, actually.
Yeah,
I think.
You think so?
Yeah, because he took out all the polyps,
The
too.
polyps, yeah.
I had quite a few, actually.
Yeah.
So, watery or diarrhea-like?
Yeah. You sick.
Yeah. You sick. Usually indicates that the intestines are moving way too quickly, preventing proper absorption of water, actually, is what that means. All the water goes into your poop.
Right.
This can be caused by infections, stress, medicines, certain foods, right? Which is what you had with the Z-Pack.
Yeah.
How about stringy or mushy?
Was watery.
Twas
Wait, what?
watery.
Stringy or what? Mushy?
Mushy or stringy?
I don't
Stool could indicate that food is passing too quickly through the digestive system. I love that you're thinking about all the times that you've pooped. And if you've ever had a mushy
You know what I was thinking about? Stringy, like when you eat corn on the cob and you eat the hair.
Stop it. Mushy is possibly due to digestive issues or malabsorption. Okay, your face, I'm still going to laugh about this because every time I said sausage like smooth lumpy, you looked over like, when was the last time I saw lumpy?
I was looking to the left too, and that means you're trying to remember.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
I never looked to the right.
No.
I don't think I ever looked to the right.
When somebody asks you a question and you go, you always look because you're trying to remember.
Is it because memory's on the left side of your brain?
I don't know.
Oh, that's going to be our next episode, I guess.
We'll talk about it next week, guys.
We might need Drugel on for that one.
Ooh.
Well, if you notice any changes, obviously just discuss it with a healthcare provider. And don't be afraid. If you're afraid to go to the butt doctor, go listen to my colonoscopy one.
Yeah.
We had a great time.
Everybody poops,
it's fun.
too.
Everybody poops. And whether or not you look at it in the bowl, that's up to you.
You should look at it.
You should now, because now you know all the colors and the shapes.
Yeah. We learned our colors and shapes
I will not
today.
be talking about smells. Sorry about that. That's where I draw the line.
Well, you'll know if it smells sick.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yes, thank you.
I'm glad the Z-Pack worked.
Yeah.
And thanks for talking about poop with me today.
Yeah, of course. Anytime. We love it.
I almost feel like this is the episode that the listeners were waiting on.
Oh, boy.
And we're at in the 50s now.
Yeah.
So it's like about time we talked about it.
Yeah, yeah. All right, enjoy that, guys.
You're welcome.
Safe pooping.
Talk to you next time.
Bye.
Look at your poop. Don't forget to look at your poop.
Have fun.